What's up, everyone? It is Anthony from Heroes of Fandom, and I'm actually just chilling, waiting for work to start. But I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about SHIN Ultraman. So I watched the movie a week after it premiered. Yes, a week after it premiered. And I was on the fence about seeing it, to be honest, just because I'm not a huge Ultraman fan. I don't really know a whole lot about Ultraman. So, but it was super hyped up. It's doing really well in theaters here in Japan, so I thought, hey, might as well. Why not? I love Toku, so why not check it out? And it was interesting. It was an interesting movie, so please keep in mind, this review is in the perspective of a Toku fan that's not really into Ultraman. And also, I watched in Japanese, so I didn't fully understand everything 100% of the time. My Japanese is not that good. I was barely able to understand most of the movie. I would say probably about 80% of the movie, 80% of the dialogue, no, 90% of the dialogue, I couldn't understand. And there was a lot of talking in the movie. And watch out, there will be minor spoilers in this video. I won't really spoil anything too big. I mean, is there really anything big to spoil? I mean, yeah, I guess there kind of is. Before we get into it, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and follow us on all of our social media down in the description below. We also have a Discord, so if you want to talk about anything Toku related or anything nerd related, pretty much, go join our Discord. That link is also in the description below. So, in my opinion, I think for Ultraman fans, I think this movie would be good. I think it'd be really good for any Ultraman fans out there. It seems like it gets the vibes of classic Ultraman, especially through the music. The score of the movie was very like classic Ultraman, and that was really cool. I really liked that. And the cinematography of the movie was very, very interesting. Sometimes a little distracting at some time. Like when they were talking and stuff, the cameraman would do some really, really interesting angles. Like they would have shots from like down below, pointing to the face, or like in between some chairs, or like some desk legs, or like from the desk looking up. Really interesting angles. I just kept thinking that pretty much the entire time, or like at least when they were speaking. And there was a lot of talking. One thing that I thought kind of bothered me, just as someone that didn't fully understand what was going on, something important would happen in the story. We wouldn't see it actually happen. We would be brought into the middle of said event. For example, one of the female characters, the main female lead, she turned big all of a sudden. Like she didn't turn, she was already big, like Ultraman height, and I was confused. Like we didn't see it happen, so I was just confused. But there were like other instances too, like towards the beginning of the movie, where the dude becomes Ultraman. Like we don't actually see him gain the powers of Ultraman, and then later on I realized that the dude that is Ultraman was actually Ultraman himself, but he cloned the dude because he actually killed the real dude. I don't know. I was like, what's happening? So there were just a few moments like that where I feel like we didn't actually see the events leading up to a certain event that was going on in the story. Speaking of story, it was like 4 different stories and put into one movie. I feel like this movie could have been like just a TV series, because there are basically like 4 different arcs with 4 different bad guys, pretty much. More like 3 different bad guys. There was no real overarching plot. I mean, there kind of was, but not really. There was no like main bad guy. There was no like the final boss. There was nothing really like that. So yeah, I feel like this could have just been like a series, to be honest. Still, I mean, it's still an enjoyable film, especially if you're an Ultraman, if you know Japanese. But this is something that you definitely have to watch with subtitles if you don't know Japanese. There's a lot of talking. Like usually, like Toku films, I could like just sit down and enjoy it, even though I don't understand 100% fully what they're saying. But there's like so much action and a lot of, just cool, effects and suits and whatnot. So you don't really have to worry about the understanding 100% of the story or 100% of the plot. You can kind of get by. You can get by. Toku stories usually aren't too complicated. But with this movie, yeah, you have to know Japanese in order to know what's going on. The CG was really good though. The CG was really good. The fight scenes were really interesting. I was getting into the fight scenes. Yeah. That though. I mean, I like fight scenes, so that's what draws me to Toku. I love the fight scenes and the suits and the special effects and everything. But yeah, the CG was pretty good, I would say. Speaking of the lady, there was supposed to be like this whole like story with her and Ultraman, like kind of like bonding and having like this friendship, like supposed to be, it feels probably like representing like Ultraman's love for humanity, which I still don't get, because Ultraman was not on Earth for a very long time, so I don't know how he got so attached to like humans very fast. And like just their whole friendship between the woman and Ultraman, there wasn't, I feel like they didn't really share a whole lot of screen time together, so I didn't feel invested in that dynamic or in that friendship. There was really no, like, I didn't really feel anything. I felt like I didn't really care. That might be because I didn't really understand a lot of it. That might be it. But at the same time, I feel like they just didn't even share a whole lot of screen time together anyway. So, like, I don't know. It just felt like empty, if that makes sense. So I'm really interested in seeing what they're going to be doing for Kamen Rider. I hope that it's not like a like a four arc story or whatever. I hope that there's like an actual like big boss and there's like a whole story to it, and I hope it doesn't feel like just 4 episodes or 5 episodes put into one. So hopefully there is an international release. Hopefully there's a release in America so you guys can watch it, or hopefully there's just some way you guys can watch it. When you go watch it, let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. How excited are you for this movie? Have you seen other reviews or read any other reviews of this movie? What are your hopes for it? And yeah, that's it. I gotta go to work, so I'll catch you guys later. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media down in the description below. Join us on our Discord. Subscribe. We'll see you all next time.